Hey friends, welcome to Sabbath School Daily, where we will begin studying this lesson right here, the book of Ephesians. Today is the first day of the first week of this lesson, so it's lesson number 1. It has the title, Paul and the Ephesians, and today is Sabbath Afternoon. I'm really excited about studying this book together with you. The book of Ephesians is a very beautiful book. It's a book that's written from prison. Paul is in prison. So this is happening at the beginning of the 60s AD, so about 62 AD. This is when this book is being written. The book is being written by Paul mainly for two reasons. First is because he's being imprisoned, or he is in prison, and that causes a lot of grief to the Christian church in Ephesus. Paul had spent 3 years there during his third missionary journey, and so he had dedicated a long amount of time, a long period of time to these people, and just seeing him in prison certainly was very discouraging to them. In addition to that was the fact that they were being persecuted heavily. And so all of that combined most certainly disencouraged them. You know, they were feeling very discouraged and disheartened. And so the apostle, he writes to encourage them, to give them hope, to comfort them through what they're going through. In this book, you'll see that the apostle, he compares the church to 4 different things, right? There are 4 comparisons or 4 illustrations to the church in this book. The first is the church as the body of Christ, right? The church is the body of Christ. We are one in him. He is the head of the church, and we have there are different aspects of the body that represent the different aspects of the church. The second is the church as the temple of God. And so the temple of God, he inhabits us. He is within us, and we must act accordingly that way. Third, the church is the bride of Christ, right? He is the bridegroom, we are the bride, and that relationship of closeness, of intimacy, is perhaps the best description of God's relationship with us. And fourth is the church as God's army. We are fighting a war. We wage a war, and as the lesson puts it, we wage a war of peace. We bring peace to a broken world, and we are waging war against an enemy that brings violence and aggression and disharmony, and we are there to be all of those things, or the opposite of those things, to a world that is going through those things. So that's where in Ephesians chapter 6, a very famous section of the Bible, we see the apostle comparing the church to God's army. So I am extremely excited to dive into this lesson with you every day. I hope that you do tune in, but more than that, I hope that you study your lesson. Look up the Bible verses, write down your answers, write down your thoughts, your ponderings. I'm sure that will be a blessing to you, that will help you understand more about the Bible, and it'll be good for you to be able to share that with other people. The book of Ephesians is an extremely good book to share with your family, with your friends, and with your neighbors. Also, please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to our videos. We release one every day, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow for another Sabbath School Daily.